Today I'm getting a first-time behind-the-scenes look at one of America's biggest and most revolutionary card shops. The owner, Jeff, was gracious enough to give us a tour and allow unprecedented access to the inner workings of their business. Not to mention sharing some of the staggering sales numbers they're planning on doing this year.
$15 million. It's a lot.
I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Let's get into it. All right, we are here with Jeff Wilson, owner of CardsHQ, and we're gonna go inside and take a look at everything behind the scenes of how you guys, I know we have cards, we have a whole shop here, but we have live streaming, we have an online store, a bunch of stuff as well. So I'm really excited to go inside, take a look, see how you guys operate.
Excited to show to you. Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome in. One thing that probably strikes you right when you walk in the front door is the whole front of the shop is not sports cards. This is all trading card games. This is all Pokemon. This is Lorcana and One Piece and Magic and Star Wars Unlimited, which has been really hot for us. We did this intentionally because we knew that people would know CardsHQ as a sports card shop because of our sports card investor content, but we wanted people to see CardsHQ as a trading card game shop so that people passing by knew. And this part of our business has really grown. Pokemon is red hot right now. I mean, it's hotter than sports cards right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's paying dividends. Even you guys, I think, just opened up a little bit ago. People right here in the front.
Yeah.
We were right to it.
Yeah, right here in the front. So we've got a huge trading card game business that we've really worked on building since we opened. We're actually celebrating our 1-year anniversary. So we opened up exactly a year ago. And this section actually has probably expanded the most for us. So we've got obviously, different showcases here of some higher end cards, but this is a lot of wax, right? So this is all different, Pokemon releases, everything from the more current blaster boxes on back to like some older vintage packs and some older, high-end boxes here.
And I have to butt in real quick. I know refreshing sports card inventory can be tough.
Yes.
The allocation and stuff like that. How is keeping this type of wax in stock?
A little bit easier. Now, not every set is easy. Prismatic Evolutions, which we've got, over here.
That's the hottest thing out.
That's the hottest thing out, right? So some of the sets can be difficult, but for the most part, it's a little bit easier once you establish the relationships with the distributors to get consistent access to Pokemon and the other TCG products than it is sports cards, which honestly, for a shop owner, it's a little simpler. The business, that side of it's a little easier for that reason. So I think it's really important that card shops, if you want to start a sports card shop, I think it's really important that you consider TCG as a big element of it. And the other thing I like about TCG is like the boxes and stuff are very visible. This is, grab and go, like some of the larger type format boxes here. All wrapping around here are different products from Magic to Yu-Gi-Oh to, Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited.
And the price points too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they are.
15, there's $15 sports card boxes, but I think so many kids would come in here and they would just be so happy with the Pokemon
you're not, I mean,
stuff.
look at this. This just looks cool. Like, you got the 2 cool cards, you got packs, $29, or this one's $18, right? So the price points on this for kids to come in and rip. It feels good for parents versus, how some of the sports card product feels at times.
Yeah. And of course, you guys can hopefully make good margins on this stuff too when you can. Yeah.
This over here is very central to our operation.
Wow. I didn't know this was there.
This is our buying and grading area. So you haven't seen our singles cards yet. We'll go look at those in a minute, but we got a huge amount, both of sports cards and TCG. And so these guys help make that possible, right? Because we're constantly buying. It's really important, just like how you go out and buy collections, it's really important for us to be doing that, but also to be buying here in store. So every single hour the store's open, our buying team is over here, and we have specialists in buying sports cards, we have specialists in buying TCG, and people will come in, with cards or collections. It gets on like Saturdays, we'll get a big line of people, it gets really busy. And so it's an important part to constantly be buying so that we can constantly be selling.
And what would you say is roughly the mix of how much you have walking up here in store versus going out on the road or internet, wherever else you guys do buying?
We buy a good amount in store, particularly of TCG, some sports as well, but it's not enough. So on the sports side especially, we have to go hit card shows as well to buy a card show. So this year we're planning on doing 3 card shows a month, every month. So we'll do about, probably 36 or so shows over the course of the year. And our purpose at card shows is not selling cards like most people are doing. We're going just to buy. So we just set up a table buying for CardsHQ, and any cards we get, obviously we just bring back here and then they get processed through the store.
Sure. And you guys are actually really fair. I've sold a good amount of cards.
Oh, good.
CardsHQ
Awesome. Thank you.
At card shows, and it's been a great experience.
Thank you.
I'm sure plenty more will be coming through the door.
Awesome. Awesome.
That is obviously one awesome card shop, but I know not everyone is so lucky to have a great card shop or card show in their area, or maybe they just can't make it there. So that's why I want to help give you guys the card show or card shop experience from home. I'm going to be running an upcoming Whatnot stream with a ton of cool sports card singles, hanging out with you guys, selling a lot of cards. I'm going to put the time and date below, linked in the description for you guys to check that out. And I'm also going to be giving you $15 off your first order over there at Whatnot if you've ever used it before. Once again, my link down below, have it on the screen. I hope to see you guys all in there. Now let's get back to the video.
So this is our front counter area here. And you can see the main thing, you know, behind the front counter here are packs. So people love packs. We got a whole pack wall set up there of all, for the most part, trading card games. We do have some sports packs on the left, but we've got some sports packs in the showcases as well. Wide variety of packs. Dollar bins are always popular. You can see this is where you'll find people, you know, all day, every day, looking through dollar bins in the shop. And then these, you know, aisles here that we just walked by, these are our trading card games aisles of singles. So we've got raw cards, we've got graded, we've got multiple aisles of Pokemon. So like this whole aisle, that aisle back over there, these are all, in this aisle, it's all raw singles. And you can, and the showcases are sorted by price. So this showcase here is, you know, higher end as you go up, right? So the top row is, I mean, they go as high as $600 for raw singles, right? And then as you go down and then as you go over, it gets lower and lower priced as we go.
I was gonna say, there's a Typhlosion card in here, and that's one I had when I was a kid. And I
there you go.
haven't even looked at any Pokemon stuff, so before I get out of here, I might actually have to come back around and pick that up, because
that's cool.
That's awesome.
So a lot of older cards here, and then like over here, you've got like new stuff, like that's, you know, one of the new Pikachus there from one of the very recent sets, and a lot of the EXs and Vs and all those kind of cards. This is like a lot of rainbow cards here. We got a bunch of trainers here, or energy cards. So they're grouped by different types of cards. So we try to kind of keep an organizational system. So if people are looking for something specific, they know where to go.
You're really in it. Your Pokemon knowledge is
I'm learning. I'm learning as we go here. I appreciate the community. It's a great community. And then this is our calendar for trading card game tournaments. So this has been a big part of our mix, right? So you can see it's pretty busy. So we have a routine that every single week we have a One Piece tournament on Sunday, we have a Lorcana tournament on Sunday, we have a Star Wars Unlimited tournament every Wednesday. Every Friday we have 2 different Magic tournaments, and every Saturday a Star Wars Unlimited and an Elestrals tournament. So those all happen routinely, and then we have these special events, which are like a Lorcana Championship tournament, a Magic pre-release event, you know, so bigger events that take place on special occasions as well. So,
and this is kind of new, right? When you guys first started, I remember you talking about we want to do more TCG events.
Correct.
You started with more sport. You had sports card trade nights. That was actually the first time you guys ever opened the doors. When did you start leaning in more into the events for the TCG?
We had always wanted to do it, and you have to put time and effort into this. So for the first several months, we were like, we're gonna do it when we find the time, when our TCG team finds the time. And then we kind of started to realize, man, they're always so busy buying, inventorying, helping customers. We need to hire somebody dedicated just to be in charge of this. So we hired a full-time TCG tournament director. They started about 4 or 5 months ago, and their job was to start all of this. And so they started all of this, and it has been very, very successful for us. Every single time we do a tournament, it's bigger and bigger. We're now selling out a lot of our tournaments, and so, and we'll get a lot of people in here playing in these different events.
And what would you say is if you had to estimate, obviously, the crossover? Like, do you get people in here who might show up for a TCG tournament, but then also buy a sports card slab, or are they more in their own little pockets?
There's a little bit of that,
yeah.
But for the most part, I'd say it's separate audiences.
Yeah.
And that's a unique challenge for a shop.
Yeah.
How do you appeal to both? You know, when we chose the name of our store, CardsHQ, we intentionally wanted to create a brand, a universal brand that would appeal both to the sports card collector and to the trading card games collector, and could be kind of a universally known brand, right? So that was really important to us, because while there's a little bit of crossover, there's not that much crossover. And so it is 2 different audiences in 2 different communities, and we want to provide a home and a great, you know, shopping experience and customer experience for both.
Yeah, it'll be interesting as we transition to the sports cards at some point. Is there part of you that's tempted, like, oh, we could just do a lot more TCG, because right now it's red hot? you know?
We've added more TCG cases, and in fact, we even have on order several more showcases, which are going to get added in mainly to the TCG section. I think we've ordered something like 6 or 8 additional showcases, and 2 are going to sports, and the rest is going to TCG. And it's all because we see this market continuing to really be strong and continuing to grow. But that doesn't mean the sports card market isn't still
of course,
a really key part to what we do. It's just there's a lot of opportunity on both sides right now.
Well, I guess just the balance as well of like what's hot right now. You know, obviously both of us really believe in the sports card market. Like you don't want to sacrifice where that growth might be there even more in the future. It's something you have to manage, having a whole store like this.
But I think having multiple revenue streams, multiple customer bases is healthy for the longevity. And so, you know, we're serving kind of 2 different customer bases, and I like that. Because if sports were to cool down in the future, hopefully TCG remains hot, or if TCG were to cool down, hopefully sports remains hot, and it allows us to cover both bases. And you know, we also have multiple revenue streams in the fact that we don't just sell the cards at retail and sell the boxes at retail, but we also have online, we also have live streaming, we also have breaking, and we'll get into obviously more of that as we go.
Yeah, definitely. What's next?
Yeah, let's go back here. We've got a supplies section that is, I think, really important for stores to have to really, you know, outfit their customers with supplies. So we've got a really good supply wall here. We try to price our supplies very fairly.
Oh yeah, wow.
You know, a lot of stores kind of upcharge for top loaders and that kind of stuff, but you know, we try not to. You know, like $2.99 for a pack of top loaders. You know, we try to price like very fairly on all this kind of stuff because we know collectors need this stuff, and we want to be the source that they go to when they need a new binder or a new deck case or, you know, top loaders or penny sleeves or, you know, whatever it is that it might be.
It seems like with everything you guys do here, your vision is like long term. You know, something like this, like, okay, you can make an extra buck on a top loader, but it's more about a kid coming in, having a great experience, getting a hit, being like, okay, let's just stop by CardsHQ. They buy some top loaders, maybe next time we're buying a box when you're older, all this type of thing. Like everything, I love that. I don't want to big up the store too much, but it's built around you walking in and having a great experience. That's what's most important at the end. I
appreciate that because that was definitely the vision. That's what we wanted to create. You know, we got fun things. So we got, by the way, a lot more supplies over here too. This is double-sided with different types of supplies, and then we got, you know, fun shirts and apparel that we sell.
CardsHQ merch.
CardsHQ merch. So, you know, a little bit of that kind of stuff comes into play here as well. So, you know, again, kind of trying to build the community aspect of it a bit.
I love it.
So this middle area is kind of our base setup for the trading card game tournaments and for trade nights, right? So we've got 2 very long tables here in the middle, and people are welcome to come in here whenever they want. Whenever the store's open, people can come in and play games, or they can trade cards. And so you'll see, even when we're not doing a tournament or a trade night, you'll see people come in here and set out a couple of boxes, or maybe there's a group of 4 or 6 that are playing a game. But when we do the big events, this whole area becomes, you know, packed with people, and we expand it out. We've got a whole bunch of additional tables in the back, which we bring out and fill the aisles with tables. This weekend we had a huge trade night at our shop, as we do every month, and it was just packed absolutely packed. We hit fire marshal capacity. We had to have a line out the door. And so for an event like that, we'll bring a bunch of tables out and set them all out, and wherever we can find space, we will. But we built, you know, we took on such a large space because we really wanted to have the ability to do big community events. We wanted this to be the epicenter for the card community in the Southeast United States. And I think that having the store this size allows us to do stuff like that.
Well, also, and I see that it's kind of a flexible plan. Obviously, you guys just celebrated your 1-year anniversary of being open. What has been the biggest reshuffle, or has there been a reshuffle in terms of the setup of the store, or just where things are?
There's been a little bit. Like, one thing that started to shuffle is more boxes and less singles, as you'll see, especially as we get into the sports card side. Our singles inventory, it is hard to stay, you know, fully stocked with singles. They sell so fast, and part of the reason for that is we price everything in the store at comps. So it's our mission to price fairly. That's another thing that we do differently here than a lot of other shops. We decided from the beginning, we want to sticker everything at the most recent comp at the time we get that card. And so that's how we put everything in the showcases. Now, sometimes the market will change a little bit from when it was stickered, but at the time it was stickered, it was at comps. And the reason why we do that is because we want to make it easy for people to come in, find a card, buy a card, and know they're getting a fair deal. And we have a lot of, you know, parents who come in with a kid, and the parents may not know what cards are supposed to be priced at or what's a fair market price. Their kid's into it and they want to buy their kids something, but I don't want that parent to buy something at our sticker price and then go home and realize a couple weeks later that that was actually double the price of what they could have bought the card for on eBay.
Yeah, so a lot of the ways some card shops make money is captivating on people not knowing prices.
Correct.
And you guys have almost gone the opposite direction.
So much so,
I was going to say right here, they have a sports card investor has Market Movers, their own data tool. You can go right here and have all the best data possible to see the prices of the cards.
Yep. Yeah, we did that intentionally because we wanted to be very forward on that. You know, like, hey, look up the prices. Like, we're trying to price stuff at market. But as a result of that, we sell a lot of cards. And it's hard for us to keep cards in stock. And you can see right now, like, since we had so many people in the store over the weekend with our big trade night and a big card show going on around the corner, Culture Collision, the aisles are, you know, they're a little bit barren right now. We got a lot of empty shelf space, and we'll refill this. We'll get, you know, we're going to continue to hit card shows, and it will come back in. But then as we bring new inventory out, it will often, you know, sell pretty quickly. So it's kind of this ebb and flow of trying to keep enough inventory in stock.
Well, the other thing I love too is the not having the haggling. That's got to be a way to save time, and a lot of also there's employees here and being able to hire people, and if you have to do all the haggling, then you need to be here, or the operations people need to be here. It's fair. It's just better for everyone. I feel like just to have it at the price, a fair price. And
that was our philosophy from the beginning, which is not common for card shops because most card shops,
Is there another one that has just set pricing? I can't think of one.
Yeah, most are price a little high and then assume a form of negotiation. And we've wanted to cut that out. So the only time we'll negotiate is if we stickered something and then the market changed a lot. And if somebody comes up to us and they're like, hey, you know, the 3 most recent comps on this are 20% below what you got it stickered at. We don't negotiate with them. We just say, okay, we'll change the sticker to recent comps and we'll re-sticker it. And then if they want to buy it at recent comps, great. But if they don't, then fine, but it's been re-stickered to recent comps. So that's different than negotiating where you're like going back and forth with somebody. We just stick to where the market is on stuff. And then if they want to buy it at market, great. If they don't want to buy it at market, then that's okay too. But that's our philosophy on pricing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Big customer lounge area. So you can see back here, a lot more space for trading card games, you know, trade nights, tournaments, this whole area as well. The idea here, speaking of that customer experience, was come in the store, hang out. You know, this isn't just transactional. This isn't just walk in and buy a box and, you know, walk out the door. We want people to linger on a Saturday afternoon. You know, come in here, spend a couple hours, buy a box, hang out, open the box, watch, you know, some football, watch some basketball, maybe go buy another box or do some trades with somebody who's in the shop and just make it your home. Hang out for a few hours, you know? And it's been great in that regard.
Well, I have to say, this is catching my eye.
Yeah, we got to see this, right?
The Breaker Arena. Yeah. This is just awesome. And we've had some crazy names come through here. I've seen Grant Williams. Open some. We've had Steve Aoki.
Steve Aoki was in here too. A
lot of big names.
Chipper Jones was at this table.
Wow.
Meek Mill. Yeah, we've had some fun people come through for sure and open up boxes and all that kind of stuff.
But it's not just famous. You can buy a box and you can just come open it here yourself.
Yes. This is open to the public. Yeah, this is not just like for content or anything like that. Like this is anyone who comes in the shop and buys a box of any type. You can buy a blaster box and sit here and open up your blaster box, and it's streaming live on YouTube. So 24/7, it's, you know, whenever the store is open, it's streaming. So the thing about that is like you could, you know, call up a friend and be like, hey, I just bought a box of Bowman Draft and I'm about to sit down and rip it. Go on CardsHQ's YouTube and you can watch me rip it. Or maybe they want to clip it later for their Instagram if they pull a big card or something like that. So it's all out there on YouTube and they can do that. But it's a fun atmosphere, particularly like during trade nights and on days when, you know, Saturdays and stuff when we get a ton of people in the shop. Like it's fun because people actually sit here in these bleachers and they'll watch people rip the boxes because you can see it on the TVs and everything. So it creates a fun atmosphere. Somebody will get a big hit. This last weekend, we had somebody open up a box of Bowman Inception and they pulled Wemby's first auto, a Victor Wembanyama auto. So that happened here. We've had a lot of really big cards pulled here over the course of the year. So it's cool. And a lot of that's now on video for people to go back and watch.
I was gonna say, I'm ready. One day there's gonna be a content creator origin story. They're gonna be like, I didn't even have a camera. I just ripped clips from CardsHQ of me breaking, and then they're gonna be the next big YouTuber. I can see it.
That's how we wanted it to be. So we fully encourage that, and that just kind of adds another interactive element to the shop, right?
Awesome. Well, speaking of breaking, speaking of streaming, there's another big, the showcases and stuff. I mean, I haven't even actually, really quickly, we do have to touch on the showcases because I know these are a custom thing that's also, everything in here is just done a little bit differently. These are different than a traditional showcase.
Yeah, they're vertical. And most showcases are, you kind of have to hover over them to look at the cards, and all the cards are laid out, flat. And here we said we want to give height to the cards. We want you to be able to browse an aisle and get a really good view of what's in the showcase without having to like hover over things. Yeah. And so these were custom built. And this idea came from Japan. The card shops in Asia are this way. And a couple of years ago, I went to Tokyo in the summer, and I went to mainly TCG stores over there, but some sports card shops as well. And I walked in, and the very first one I walked into, all their showcases were like this, and I was like, oh, that's so much better. Yeah. Like, it's just so much nicer.
So, no, how did we never think of this before?
Right, but there was nothing like this in the US. And so I immediately called back to my partners, Carter and Ryan, in the shop, because we were in the process of planning it out that summer. And I said, we gotta find out how to get these Japanese style showcases made in the US, because we need these in our shop. It's a better experience.
Incredible. Yeah, sorry for that detour. I just had to point these out, but moving on to the more of the breaking, the stream. What is there a name for this area right here?
Yeah. So another
cabanas.
Breaker cabanas.
Breaker cabanas.
So another element of our shop that we wanted to do a little bit different is, a lot of card shops do breaking and live selling. It's not out on the show floor. It's often in the back, or maybe even offsite in a remote location. And we said we really want to connect the breakers and the live sellers with the store, so that people have their favorite breaker, they can come in and say hi to them while they're streaming, right? And it's just good kind of advertising and promotion for it. So it's a little quiet now because we're filming this right now at noon.
Monday.
But in the evenings, in the afternoons and evenings, we'll often have 3 of these studios live at the same time, right? So we'll have multiple. We've got this studio over here. We sell singles live on Whatnot out of this studio, and then these 3 are set up for breaking. So right now we have the capability of going live in 4 streams simultaneously. And we commonly will be live on 3 of those 4, at the same time at night. So if you were to come in here at like 5 or 6 o'clock, you would see 3 of these lit up with the people in there doing breaking and everything like that. So I think it's just a cool thing to have it like out here on the show floor. I feel like it kind of connects it with the shop.
It's incredible. I mean, and obviously you have all the wax and stuff here that people would, a great selection that people would expect. Speaking of having people in the background, this is something I really like.
This is
content studio.
This is our studio, right? So this is where we do all of our sports card investor content, and we wanted to bring this front and center. We wanted people to be able to see us film the shows. So Troy, you and I were just over there doing the Jeff Wilson show.
Yeah, everyone check that out if you haven't. Coming out soon.
And then this desk here will do top 5 and cards on the table and that kind of thing. And so it's fun. We'll do, sometimes when we do the shows, there will be, people in the store in the background who are kind of watching or looking, and a lot of people watch our stuff on YouTube, and so for them to be able to come in and actually kind of see the behind the scenes piece, kind of I think creates a further connection to what we're doing. So that was an important part of our store build out plan.
100%. And I like, this is kind of front and center, because I don't think it's incorrect to say this is kind of the reason this store exists. It's because of the content. That's what started it. You were doing content for
started in 2019. Yeah, 100%. If we hadn't built the audience that we were able to build on Sports Card Investors YouTube, we never would have been able to do a store of this size right off the bat. Never. Yeah. But because we had the audience, that gave me the confidence that we could pull this off and that we could get enough customers in the door because they would see it in the content. So that gave me the confidence that enough of those customers would come in the door that it would make this model of doing this large of a card shop sustainable. And it's worked out great. It's worked out really, really well. I'm really happy to have the content kind of connected in with a shop like that.
For sure. I'm excited for the day. It's almost like a college game day thing. Mm-hmm. I want some people back there with signs pretty soon.
No one's done signs yet, but I'm actually surprised nobody has. It would actually be pretty funny.
Maybe I've given people some bad ideas.
All right, we'll see.
But yeah, this is great. And It was awesome to see all this, but now what I'm
You wanna go
really
behind the
excited
scenes?
for is the nitty gritty. We've
Okay.
seen this is kind of like the Ferrari. Now we're lifting up the hood. I want
Okay.
to see the engine. What really makes this thing work?
Well, the hood is overcrowded right now because we've been, thankfully our growth has been wonderful, but it also means we're bursting at the seams a little bit already.
Yeah, that's part of it. I was telling Teapot when we were walking in there, it really feels like a startup in here.
Yeah,
A big
yeah.
startup culture.
So case in point, like these are all like penny sleeves and top loaders, right? This is our prep area for our live selling and braking. So I showed you those live selling and braking rooms. You saw them from the other side. Well, this is like kind of coming in here from this side. You can see now back into the store. And so all of our live sellers and breakers, they'll come out here to grab supplies and cards and everything like that, right? So that's why we have all of this as like a big supply center just for our own use, for breaking and everything like that. This is all the product here that we have available for breaking this week, right? So this is a separate allocation of product that we have set aside specifically for the purpose of our breakers, so that our breakers, will go from their braking cabanas, they'll come back here and they'll pull the boxes and the cases that they're going to be doing for their different brakes. So this is like kind of the organizational system. And as you look down the aisle here, you can see how tight we are becoming for space, right? Because these are all cards that we are using for like live selling and and everything like that.
Sometimes on the fly, someone will be like, "Oh, do you have any Detroit Lions cards?" And they'll be like, "You know what? Actually, I think we have some."
Yeah,
in the
and
back."
they'll like
go
run in here
them.
and they'll grab different things, and so it's great to have the ability to do all this and have all this at our disposal. But it's also it's a lot. There's a lot of cards here. And
Well, plus you learn as you go, right? You set it up a year ago, and you don't know necessarily this is the stuff you need right on here. Be like, "Oh, we need this, and then you build it up as you go.
Yes, absolutely. So for the most part, it flows pretty good for us. I just wish, honestly, we had a little bit more space. I know our team, which is crazy to think because it's a big store, but like actually at this point, having a little more space would be helpful. And you'll see that when you walk back in here.
Here we go. This is what I want. This is the good stuff right here.
So this is shipping back here. So these guys are shipping up product that people have either bought on our website or from all of our breaks and our live selling. And like, just to show you like the scope, like this is all from last night, right? So this entire bag is full of packages to go out to customers, as is this entire cart right here. Jeez. Like both of these bags, this is all, and all of these boxes. This is all from like the last, 24 hours that is going out to customers today. And then these guys here have a whole bunch more that they're continuing to pack up. So throughout the course of the day, we'll continue to build all the shipments. And then when the mail truck finally comes this afternoon, we got a lot of stuff to wheel out to them, and that's every single day. Yeah. So it's, pretty crazy from that regard.
If you had to guess, how much inventory are you guys going to process this year? And if you had to put a dollar amount on it, how much inventory is going to come through this next year?
It's millions and millions of dollars, like millions and millions. I would, in terms of like the turn of the inventory, I would guess in 2025, our inventory turn is going to be $15 million. That would be something in that nature. It's a lot. Like that's coming through every month and is being turned around and either sold out on the show floor or sold in breaking. It may even be a bigger number than that, but that's like, it's a lot. So we're constantly like receiving packages back here. And as I said, like I told you, it was a little bit crowded and chaotic right now because like this is like a pallet of prison football boxes that just came in, and we don't have enough room to even bring them out and fully process them right now. So they're kind of sitting in our receiving area until we are able to, bring them in and fully process them. So
that's like a pallet of pure gold right there.
Yeah.
The new prison football.
Yeah.
Think about how many Jaden Daniels cards are in there.
Yeah, I know. Those are only retail boxes, so it's not as exciting as hobby, but still.
His base is selling for like $60 a card.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot to it, right? And you can just see it's like we're busy. Like we're bursting at the seams a little bit, which is awesome. But we gotta figure out how to get even more storage space. And I think ultimately we're probably gonna end up getting, more kind of expansion warehouse space and move some of the stuff out of here, create more room for our shipping team. Is I think what we're gonna see happening next.
There's been some rumors of that. I was talking to Teapot and some of the guys.
Yeah.
There might be some things in the works. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, for sure. And this is our back office. So this is where our content team works out of. And so Today, we let everybody, for the most part, work from home on Mondays, so the office is a little bit quiet. But this is where, so yeah, kind of startup culture, like as you were saying a little bit, like this is where our video producers work, our social team works, our marketing team works, and so the group back here creates the content for Sports Card Investor, Market Movers, Card Kids, and CardsHQ, and we'll do all those different things back here. So we got a big team.
Everything physically touching each other, I think, is so big, and just because it really does, this is such a unique business where everything benefits everything else. You know what I mean? Even in a traditional business like marketing versus sales versus engineering, there's almost a little bit of opposition. If the content does well, then the live streamers do well. If the live streamers do well and get an audience, and the content does well, it's like really great that everything's just here together and super unique.
You're right, and even like we've got obviously products like Market Movers, which is our price guide and collection tracking tool, and that ties in too, because it's like if we're using that out there to price cards, and then that's being seen in our content, and that's being seen by customers coming to CardsHQ, so that helps grow that business. So synergy is definitely a word that we use, like how all of this connects together. Like how does Sports Card Investor and all the content we produce help CardsHQ, and how does what CardsHQ is doing help Sports Card Investor, and how our products help the whole mix and everything like that. Yeah. A lot of interconnectivity.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, so this is that area. I'll show you my office here real quick.
Okay. We're ending this thing with a bang with the personal collection.
Yeah.
At least some of it.
Yeah, so this is little taste of the personal collection.
Wow.
So USA Basketball is kind of my theme for a lot of my personal collection. So I've been collecting USA Basketball Dream Team for the last few years. And over that time, I've just built up like a lot of memorabilia, some cards, but a lot of memorabilia. Like for example, this is Shaq's actual shoe from the 1996 Olympic gold medal game here in Atlanta, which by the way, absolutely enormous. It's funny because these are Charles Barkley's shoes from the same 1996 Olympics.
Jeez.
And Charles Barkley's shoes are big, but when you put them next to Shaq's shoes, they look small.
Wow.
Which is pretty funny.
That's insane.
Yeah. So those are 96 Olympics, and then we've got all the way back to the 84 Olympics, which was Michael Jordan's first Olympic Games. That's the team signed basketball from the 1984 Olympics. It has Jordan's signature on it there. This is the highest graded ticket ever to Michael Jordan's debut at the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. This is the Sports Illustrated magazine from the 1984 Olympic Games, signed by Jordan. And then
the LeBron pass.
So these are the passes. This is Jordan's pass to the 1992 Dream Team games. That's his actual competitor credential. Wow. His pass that he wore around his neck to get into the games in '92. And then in the 1996 games, that was Shaq's credential for the '96 games. And this was Karl Malone's credential for the 1996 Olympics. And that was LeBron from the 2008 Olympics. And I just got the other day, I got to send it off to PSA.
Oh, we have an exclusive.
Yeah, this is going off to PSA. I just got LeBron's from the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens. So that's that one. So that will join the collection.
That's one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time.
They're super cool. They hardly ever pop up, right? Because they're one of a kind pieces. Yeah. But when they pop up, I have all my alerts set. So, and actually, someone tipped me off to this. A viewer, a Sports Card Investor, messaged and was like, "Hey, I know you like collecting all those Olympic game passes. That one popped up on eBay in Greece. From a guy over in Greece, and it just popped up on eBay recently. And he messaged me. He's like, "Did you see this eBay listing?" I'm like, "Oh, it was immediate buy now for me." I'm like, I have to have that to add to the collection. Yeah, Clyde Drexler's game used jersey, 1992 Olympic Games. Scottie Pippen's game used 1992 Dream Team, game used from that. I've got Jordan shoes, not game used for Jordan, but team issued Jordan from the 1992 Dream Team Olympic Games as well. Both shoes signed by Jordan.
Those are historic, right? Iconic would be the word. Those particular pair of Jordans.
Yeah, yeah. And then I just got these in, so they're not even in cases yet. And then I actually just got Kobe shoes in too, but I don't even have those out. From Kobe, I got from the 2012 games. And then that's Charles Barkley from the 1996 Olympic Games right there, that jersey. And then all the cards on the wall are the Fleer basketball set, the 1986 Fleer basketball set, all signed. And I picked that set in particular because so many of the Dream Team guys their rookie cards were in this set. You know, you've got Jordan's rookie, you've got Dominique Wilkins' rookie, you've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Not all these guys were in the Dream Team, but you know, it's you've got Clyde Drexler. So Clyde Drexler was Dream Team. Jordan was Dream Team, Magic Johnson was Dream Team, Larry Bird was Dream Team, Charles Barkley was Dream Team, Karl Malone, Dream Team, Chris Mullin was Dream Team. And so you get a lot, and it's a lot of those guys' first cards. Not all of them. Some of them, like obviously Magic and Larry, had cards previously. But a lot of these guys, it's their first cards. So yeah, so I thought that kind of tied in with the whole theme as well.
It looks great. I love the display, kind of all sectioned off like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Stand Up Displays. They made these individual holders for me so I could put this collection together. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. I will say, before I get out of here, I think I'm at CardsHQ, I got to buy a card.
Okay.
Before I leave. So
you want to go up front and do that?
If you're okay, if you help me or show me the process.
Let's see it.
And
all right.
Funny enough, I think I will be going back to that TCG section.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go up this way. All right. So you want to go up to TCG.
TCG. Who would have thought?
I would have thought you'd be over here maybe in soccer cards, for example.
Well, there's some great soccer cards here, but we talked about it actually during the podcast. You have to keep the viewers guessing.
That's right. You do.
I'm showing them something way different. And
okay.
You know what? There'll be a lot of comments too making fun of my Pokemon knowledge. That'll be great.
All right. Well, we'll head over to that section.
Yeah, I'm curious as well as kind of like this is my first time here, the checkout process. So I come over here.
Yep.
Interested in a card.
Yep.
A wonderful Typhlosion right here from my childhood.
Well, I'm going to give you the real experience.
Yeah,
let me grab one of my people because they're the ones who can take you through the whole thing here. Hi, Kennedy. You mind helping us real quick? Awesome. So we're going to have Kennedy. She's from our team here. She does a lot of our retail service and leadership, and she's going to. Troy here would love to buy a Pokemon card.
My first Pokemon card that I've bought since I was a kid. I'm very interested in this Typhlosion right here.
Okay.
Would love to pick that one up.
So we have two different copies.
Oh, I get to choose.
Condition there.
Well, you know what? I'm not a Pokemon expert, but I'm going to go with the $100 one, stay in the budget. I'm actually really excited about this. I did not think I was going to do this today, but I'm very excited.
All right. You ready to check out for that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, seamless, easy as that.
And that will be 106 flat.
Perfect.
For you.
I'm all good.
You're all set.
Perfect. It's almost dangerous how easy that was. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Did she take care of you?
She did.
Good.
Typhlosion.
Nice.
Picked up Pokemon card. This was incredible. I can't thank you enough for showing us everything. It's
Troy,
awesome.
appreciate you coming out, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for visiting CardsHQ.
It'll be good. We'll definitely be back. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.